Hey guys, and welcome back for a new devlog video. So today I want to do something a little different. I want to talk to you a little bit about the state of the game, what's going on, what I've been doing, but I'm not sure I want to show you every change I've made, and there's a reason for that. So I was recently re-inspired and reminded why I started this project in the first place, which was to get something out there for people to play. I want to complete a game and allow people to play it. And as I continue work on this game, I'm realizing I'm getting close to a point where the game can be played. All the features I want aren't there yet, and there's definitely, some obstacles to making it fun that still need to be tackled, but I do think it's in a fairly playable state. And so what I've been focusing on lately is getting the game to a state where I can release a demo on itch. And so I'm going to pull up my Trello board here. You can see I've got this itch release now, and I'm getting very close to done with it. There was one or two more things I wanted to add, which I wanted to add some kind of exams during the school year, and then add school breaks and holidays. So basically, I am going to release a demo that goes through a year of school and allows you to play the game. And I will run the game here and just show you the very beginning of the game, the intro that I've added. And so when this devlog comes out, this game will be available, the demo at least. It's not a full game, it's a demo. It's very much still a work in progress in alpha, something like that, but it will be available on itch.io. So we've got a how to play, so that way you guys know what you can do on the game, how the game works. When you close this, it goes straight into the game where you can see I've added icons now for all of the activities. And then there's going to be background images for everything now. And so the doorbell rings. Oh crap, did I oversleep on the first day of school? I better go see who's at the door. And it introduces who is the main character right now. This is Emily. She's kind of the next door / childhood best friend role in the game. And so she basically asks if you want to walk to school on your first day. And then we get what should I focus on this week. Now I've got these buttons grayed out because they're not supposed to be done on the week, and they could soft lock you in the game previously if they weren't. And then you'll also see now we're starting on August 16th. Just because that more fits an American school year. So that's the starting, and then the school year ends at the end of June. And of course, we can complete activities as usual. I did add in most of the activities that were missing from the game. So if you recall, I never implemented socialize just because didn't need it yet. I was just testing, and I implemented work on appearance, which happens at home. You can see it doesn't do any kind of transition or anything for that. Added rest. And then you could see now it's test holiday, and even though it's a Thursday, the game has paused, and I can now choose a new action. This is currently what I'm testing, so it's not fully implemented, but I do want to show you. So something that I haven't implemented yet, like school club, I've got it so it doesn't mess up the game at all. If you click it, it just lets you know, not implemented yet, please make another selection. And then you can make another selection just fine, and you can see that one will go through Saturday. So that's kind of where we're at right now for the game. Now I just want to finalize holidays and time off of school, because basically there's going to be two types. There's going to be the type of holiday where you just have a day off of school and you can make an extra action, and when those happen, that you should be able to call an NPC or go on a date, so you should be able to schedule dates for holidays as well. So we'll do that. And then there will be a second type where there's some sort of activity going on that day. For instance, school testing. You're not going to get an extra choice. In fact, it's going to take away your action for that week because you have to do your exams rather than focus on anything else. So I'm working on implementing that. Once I've got it done, I'll check back in with you guys. So I'll get to work and I'll check back in when that's implemented. Alright guys, checking back in with you real quick. I noticed something while I was implementing special days into the game, and that is that when you're having any kind of dialogue that requires input from the player, it was always just displaying the responses the player could choose in the order that I wrote them in. And now when I'm writing dialogue for dates, I'm always just writing them in the order best response, neutral response, worst response. So the best response was always on top, and so you could always just easily pick it out. So I handled that real quick, and so we just are hopping into code real quick. I'll show you what I did since I thought this was kind of interesting. I have this function in my dialog manager, which basically checks if there are responses to the current dialogue and that there's more than 0 of them. And if there are, then what it would do is it would shuffle through and display them on buttons. Otherwise, it would just start the next dialogue or end the dialogue, depending on if there is a next dialogue. So, like I said, the problem was that wouldn't be randomized. So I added this method, shuffled indices, which takes the count of the responses as a list of ints, and then what it does is it creates a new list of indices for every response. So if there's 3 responses, it'd be 0, 1, 2, for instance. And then it just randomizes the order that they're in. So it'll take it and it'll go 2, 1, 0 or something like that and return that list. And then here, when we're populating the buttons, we're using those indices instead of just the regularly incremented I. And that's how we're giving it a random value. And so now when you go on a date, the date will look different every time. Your responses will be in different orders. You won't be able to just click the top one every time. So I wanted to show you guys that real quick. I am still working on the game and getting it released. Still working on adding testing to the game, like school exams. So I'll check back in when I've got more on that. Alright guys, I'm back on the Trello board. As you can see, for the itch release, I got everything done that I wanted to. So I'm just going to show you the script real quick for the new exam system. Basically, each subject can have different skill requirements. And then when we start the exam, we get what type of exam it is. And we determine based on what month it is, whether it's a midterm or a final. And then we calculate the player's results. So we get what the required stat is, which changes yearly. And then we get what the requirement for the exam is, as well as what the player's stat is. And then we determine what the score was, and we return that. And then the player will tell you how he did. That's a quick overview. If you guys want to see more of it, just let me know in the comments. But otherwise, that's implemented, which means I am launching the game on itch. You can check out the link in the comments to play it. Please feel free to leave any feedback, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.